A bumpy country road, Gashina, 2 hours drive south of Lalibela. That is the location of the Emmanuel Clinic, a small village in the middle of nowhere. It was built between 2010 and 2015 with funds from the foundation after a student had asked Peter Bachmann for help. As a young boy, Ashinafi had lost his ill father because there was no doctor in the town who could have helped. This prompted him to train to be a doctor himself. With the support of the foundation, he studied at the university and built his first small clinic. The Emmanuel Clinic in Gashina opened its doors in 2015. Ashinafi, who is currently doing his master's in medicine, can now undertake practically any treatment.
Any kind of treatment that...
We perform medium-level treatments, actually everything except major operations. We can perform minor surgery, treat contagious diseases, and also help patients with chronic illness. We really do everything except major operations. The hospital is very simply structured. It contains 11 rooms, each of which is used for a special purpose. It even has a delivery room, although this looks very different to the delivery suites that we are familiar with. A blood test is currently being conducted here in the laboratory. The girl could have syphilis. It is difficult to say how this could have happened. However, it is not uncommon for someone to present with those symptoms in this clinic.
It's a rural area.
The most frequent diagnosis is infectious diseases. We are in a rural community and the people are ill-informed about prevention and protection. That is why we have so many contagious diseases, especially among children. And not least of all, sexually transmitted diseases such as HIV, gonorrhea, or syphilis.
Such kind of sexual transmitted disease, HIV, gonorrhea, syphilis.
Last year, Ashinafi's team of 8 treated over 3,000 patients. There are up to 20 new admissions every day. The team is working to capacity. In addition to that, drugs have to be transported over 450 miles. Hospital staff do not stay very long either because Gashina is very remote. There is positive news to report on the waterfront. A well was built 2 years ago when it was personally opened by Vic Oyster. It has given the clinic important water supply lines, and there is no sufficient access to water. The reformatory Oyster singer is naturally now delighted that everything is working properly. What began 12 years ago with the tragic death of a family's father has now developed into a project which has become vital for the region. Even though Ashinafi could find better jobs in Ethiopia, he wishes to remain in Gashina to continue to develop the clinic and to devote his life to the people of the surrounding towns. However, he is dependent upon the foundation in order to realize his dream. As he says, being a doctor isn't a job. It is a vocation. Even though the foundation is supporting well over 100 projects, Peter Bachmann has not tired yet. Further projects are planned in the Holy City, one of which concerns the water supply. A small stream emanates from 3 water sources. People come from far afield every day to collect water, including from places where the water is no longer clean due to animals and environmental factors. The foundation wishes to access the sources and lay pipelines. The project will cost $60,000, but is a pet project of the founder. There are people who are chronically ill with leprosy living on the site of a former hospital. They live with many challenges and are still marginalized. The self-help group works and produces various artifacts. It would be helpful if we had better light or better place in order to work more effectively and more efficiently.
On leprosy disabled persons.
They could change their standings as outsiders by improving their working conditions. Bachman would happily support this self-help group through the foundation. Many improvements could be achieved in the first phase with 50,000 francs. The search for donation is ongoing. The Peter Bachman Foundation has set up a homeless shelter to help elderly people who are living on the streets. When Peter Bachman visited Addis for the first time 12 years ago, he was horrified to see how many elderly people are there sleeping rough. He decided to help.
Who is the founder of this center?
Terfa, the center manager, met Peter Bachman at the time and asked him for help. The foundation then decided to support the project by providing funding for food, bedding, and mattresses.
Beds and other materials.
Peter Bachman welcomes 80 homeless people today. They come to the shelter at lunchtime to pray together. They receive lunch consisting of a flatbread and sauce. They eat the same thing every day. As the shelter does not have enough capacity for everyone, some of the homeless people have to return to the streets at night and find somewhere to sleep. Therefore, many of them only eat half of their injera at lunchtime, so that they have something left to eat in the evening. Peter Bachman has particular commitment to this project as it involves older people. Shelter manager Terfa Dinkas knows what it means for rough sleepers to have a bed and a roof over their head. Even though he did not want to go in front of the camera from fear of the government, which maintained silence about social issues in Ethiopia, he still spoke out.
This old man,
We found an elderly man on the street and brought him to our hostel. We made his bed up and got everything ready for him. When he saw the center of the first time and we showed him his freshly made bed, he said, "Now we are in heaven."
he said, now we are in heaven.
Even if the achievements are only modest, the support from the foundation is particularly important due to the political situation. In its way, this project typifies the foundation as a whole. Support is given where help is needed, irrespective of age, religion, or background.